Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Now, the palace of the Ooni of Ife is boiling as it is rumored and alleged and speculated as Paropo and Ooni's brothers allegedly brought Ebonys' maternal uncle before Odua traditional court to explain what he meant by Kabiyesi cannot be using his ancient sword over small things, or at the end of the day, Kabiyesi will hurt his own family. Now, what happened is that, there are some strange things that have happened in the palace lately. Over the weekends, they said certain things happened. And this happened, they said, between Thursday and Sunday, that these things happened. Now, they said that, first of all, it was Olori Naomi who saw a dream. And the dream was very scary, and Olori Naomi called the Ooni of Ife, and they shared the dream, and they prayed together because Olori Naomi knew that, God was trying to show her something concerning her son, Tadenikawo. After the prayer, they said the next morning, Yanifa called Oni and gave Oni an instruction, which Ooni of Ife sent the royal guard, and it was exactly what Yanifa had seen from Puerto Rico, okay? And Oni also had signs here and there and warnings here and there. Then, to think that all of these things were coincident, they were all coincidence is what nobody wants. I don't even agree that they were all coincidence. So now they said Tadenikawo failed. Okay, when he failed, he was bleeding from the nose and he was rushed to the hospital. He became unconscious and was rushed to the hospital. Panic set in. The Ooni of Ife, Olori Naomi, everybody, people were just scared. Naomi was very, very, scared, and she was crying and crying. Ooni left everything and ran to Olori Naomi and everything, and Tade was okay. So, when Kabiyesi was asking Tadenikawo what happened to him, why didn't he wash? He's a small child now. He may not be able to describe the situation very well. Tade kept saying somebody pushed him. And somebody pushed him. There was nobody in the house with Tade. It was only Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo that were inside the house. Now, outside the house, their housekeeper, one had gone to the market and the other one was washing the carpets outside. So inside the house, it was only Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo was there. Tadenikawo just moved to go get something, and Naomi heard that loud scream, and that was how the boy failed. So when this thing got to the Ooni of Ife, right now you do know that it's not like before again where he leaves everything to chance. Apparently, after he came and Tade said somebody pushed him, maybe Ooni went to go and find out, and it looks like Ooni went to go and Ooni brought out his ancient sword and spoke to that sword to find out what happened. It's like that was what happened. This is what people are saying, okay? Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media. And you also remember that there is a ritual for the firstborn son that is coming up next week, this December. Next week, that ritual will be taking place. And you know that that ritual has been under contention between Ebony and Ebony's son and Tadenikawo. So this is not to say she did or she did not do it, but something went wrong. And Kabiyesi knows. And they said that was why Kabiyesi decided to bring out his royal sword. They said he spoke to his royal sword and the sword went to work. Now, Ooni of Ife celebrated his 9th year on the throne 2 days ago. Ebony came out, wished Ooni of Ife everything, blah, 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 and everyone was happy. And at the end, that night, they said baby Morolade became sick. As we are hearing, if the information is true, They said that night the boy had convulsion. The boy convulsed like 8 times. It was a panic of the century for Ebony. It was one of the worst nights ever. And things happened and happened and happened. And they said the one thing that Ooni of Ife had asked Ebony when Ebony called was that, what did you do? And Ebony started crying, being all, melodramatic. Why should Kabiyesi ask her that? And blah, 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 blah. So we heard that the next morning, after Morola Day, there was a little stability in the morning. An uncle of Ebony from the maternal side had come with 2 people to come and meet Paropo, to ask Paropo why Paropo is allowing Kabiyesi to use his royal sword over trivial issues in the palace. That all of this small thing, every small thing will go and carry royal sword, every small thing will go and carry royal sword. That if he continues like that, he will hurt his own. And then, Papa knew what had happened. Papa knew that this man did something, or they did something. And they knew that whatever had happened that night was as a result of whatever Ooni of Ife must have said to the royal sword. Ooni of Ife wanted to know who is doing what and how and why. And that was why Ooni of Ife sent that royal sword on an errand. And Ooni got the answer of everything that he wanted to get. And so when this man came out, had the audacity to come and ask Paropo what happened. I mean, that kind of question. Paropo called the sons, and they came, and they were asking the man why, and who is Ooni of Ife, who is not Ooni of Ife's family that deserves to be heard. Because he said if Ooni of Ife will go and bring the royal sword and use it over every small thing, that there is a tendency that Kabiyesi might hurt his own family. And then Papa is saying, is Tadenikawo will not his own family that he is protecting. If he is using the royal sword to protect evil people from, touching his Tadenikawo, he's protecting his family and he is doing the right thing. And that was when Baba knew that something was wrong. Baba knew that they did something, that thing that happened to Tadenikawo was not ordinary. Baba said he was going to take the man to the Odua royal court to find out why the man had the audacity, or why they had the audacity to plan something that could have hurt Tadenikawo. And they said when the brothers came, they asked the man the man refused to confess to say anything, and that they took the issue to the royal court because they are very convinced that they did something. Because if they had not done something, there is no way they would have known that whatever plagued Ebony that night may have been coming from the royal sword, may have been coming from the findings that Ooni of Ife is trying to make from the royal sword. That if they had not done anything to Tadenikawo, there is no way they would have known that. And as we are hearing right now, they say the case is in the Odua traditional court. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.